And on that patriotic note, we welcome you into the Minnie Mullins Center. It's great to have you with us. UMass women's hockey set to take place just a few minutes away, along with my color anchor and my cameraman, if you will, John Ruggiero. I am Jacob Repper. John, been a little while since we've been back together. We're back in action. We got the A team here. I'm excited for this one. These are two teams, John, that are at the top of the independent conference. For the Minutewomen, riding a 6-game winning streak. They've won 10 of their last 11. And for the University of Arizona, pretty good team in their own right. Currently third in the independent. They've been battling a little bit, 5-4-1 in their past 10 games, but should be a great display on set for us here at the Minnie Mullins Center.
Yeah, Jacob, it always is when we're here, and obviously, like you said, you got the gang back together. You know, we started this not so long ago, and well, we're seniors now, winding things down. And on that note, Shelby Little playing in, well, she was honored tonight for playing in her 100th game recently, so shout out to her. But like you said, Jacob, should be a good one. The Minute Women are on a roll as of late.
And in goal for the Minutewomen, Sarah Matthews, a player that played in her 100th career game for the Minutewomen just a few games ago against Rhode Island. UMass comes into this one with a sweep under their belt. They beat the Rams 8-0 and 2-0, back-to-back shutouts. And here's an opportunity right the other way for the Minutewomen. Coming the other way is Lily Sparrow. She can't have it. And the puck curls up in the far corner. 10 seconds gone by. John Ruggiero, Jacob Repper here. UMass versus the University of Arizona. Puck down low below the goal line. Skating after it is Saarinen. She passed it through the neutral zone. Scooped up by Shelby Little, the aforementioned captain for the Minutewomen. Getting highlighted early on in this game. And she shoots this one in deep. UMass will go for a full change. Just 40 seconds gone by here in the Minnie Mullins Center. Here comes the Wildcats through the neutral zone. They'll shoot this one in deep. Go for a full change. Minutemen are back for retreat. Minutewomen. A little bit too much men's hockey there for me. Here's Waxenberg. Tries to throw it in deep. Halted at the defensive blue line by Lila LaRoche. Tries to send it ahead for Kelsey Partridge, but the puck goes the other way. A little back and forth action here in the neutral zone. Just 2 minutes gone by here. No score, UMass and University of Arizona. Puck trickles down low below the goal line. Here it is in the near circle. Skating after it is Kelsey Partridge, centering it out in front. Here's a shot, doesn't get through. UMass trying to stab at it. They finally corral it and are able to skate it out. Here they come through the neutral zone now. It's Ivory Arguin, UMass's lead scorer, trying to do some damage. 1 goal and 4 assists in their most recent win over the University of Rhode Island. She's been a nice surprise for the Minutewomen year 2. Here's a long shot from the point from Lily Waxenberg. That one steered aside. First save of the game for Sarah Matthews.
Jacob, you mentioned Ivory Arguin, the Amherst native, like you said, has been a real welcomed presence for this Minutewomen team, especially this season as she centers the second line.
Like you mentioned, in her second season, ranked 54th among all D1 women's club hockey scorers. That leads the team. Here's a 2-on-1 potentially for the Minutewomen in the offensive zone. Nice stutter step from Bonfilio. Third line out for the Minutewomen. That shot doesn't get through. Zeus skating after it, and finally tossed out of the zone by Alana Main.
Not much happening so far, Jacob. Obviously back and forth just a little bit. You know, players from both teams just trying to get their feet wet. Obviously Arizona coming from a long ways away for this game.
Still waiting for our first whistle there, John.
Yeah.
Puck down low below the goal line. Couple Minutewomen converge. Comes back up top of the point for Allen. Savvy Allen tries to put a juke on from her own defensive point. Skating after the other way are the Minutewomen, and we finally get our first whistle almost 3 minutes into this first period. Take a look at the starting lines for the Minutewomen. Mai Shapiro at the left wing. Lily Sparrow centering. Abigail Dunn on the right wing. And on defense, Lila Roche and Shelby Little. And of course, in goal, Sarah Matthews, one of UMass's best players, to put it mildly, John. The senior, 9-7-1 on the year, a 1.99 goals against average, and a 942 save percentage.
Yeah, Matthews is a force to be reckoned with. Both UMass goalies have been, to be fair. Don't forget about Shipton as well, Jacob.
Here's a chance the other way. Brady centers it out in front. That one slides ever so delicately through the slot into the far corner boards. Here's Riley Evans, the 5'10" defenseman. One-on-one battle, far corner boards. Wildcats trying to peel it out. They go up top to Brady. Here's a long shot through. That one deflects wide past the right side of Sarah Matthews. Puck slides across to the near half wall. Julia Williams poking after it, able to get that puck out. So the Minutewomen will go for a change, but not before Howell takes it, surging through the neutral zone. Now into the offensive zone, getting pressed wide by the Minutewomen. She throws it in on goal. That one is sticked aside by Sarah Matthews. 4 minutes gone by here in the first period. 2 shots on goal for Arizona, none for the Minutewomen. Looking to change that here. Onto the tape of Lily Sparrow. Sparrow on the backhand, tries to work to the far side for Shapiro. Minutewomen can't get a shot, however, good defense from the Wildcats as they'll look to break out, bank it off the glass yet again.
Jacob, the Minutewomen a little bit banged up when it comes to the injuries. Kennedy Pearson out in this one. So is Carrie Balerna. So, I mean, the Minutewomen obviously going to rely on some of their top scorers like Arguin, like even Shelby Little. And I think they're going to have to do that tonight.
Talked to Coach Bill right before the game. Balerna out with an upper body rib injury. Didn't indicate how long she'll be out for, but Kennedy Pearson, she's out for the season. But here's a breakaway the other way. Quick shot saved by Sarah Matthews. 3rd shot on goal, 3rd save. That one came out of nowhere.
Fought that one off with ease, Jacob. What a save.
But for Pearson, suffered a leg injury. She has to get surgery. She's out for the season as this one's whistled down for an offsides. But getting back to the Minutewomen's success as of late, John mentioned it at the open, won 10 of their last 11 games played, currently ranked 12th in the nation at 14-7-2.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is exactly what Bill Wright wants to see, Jacob. We've been here for now in our 4th year, and the team has struggled in the time that we've seen, and they've sat right around 500, but they've come to life, especially in the second half of the year with a great winning percentage, and I think that just speaks to Bill Wright's coaching.
Here's a turnover in the neutral zone. Coming the other way are 2 Minutewomen. It's tossed into the near corner boards. Ivory Arwin trying to center it out front. Shelby Little comes over, says hi, throws that in on goal, blocked out in front. Another shot from Gromko. That puck ramps into the air and now settles down to the far corner boards. One-on-one battle there. Kelsey Partridge going up after Alana Main. Main twists it around to the near side. Little keeps it in, slaps it out in front, deflects to the right side. But that one doesn't get in on goal on Olivia Sorley. Sorley yet to see a shot so far here in this first period. 6 minutes gone by, no score. Minutewomen and Wildcats. Here's a wild battle on the far corner boards. Down below the goal line it goes. Puck comes up top to Brittany Burdell, the captain for this team. Up top to the point, quick shot, what a save by Sarah Matthews. Handled easily with the glove, her 4th of the game.
Trying to get used to this camera and color combo, Jacob.
Hey, you made fun of me a few weeks ago.
a little bit more than a few weeks ago.
A few months ago. My head's all over the place.
We carry on, though. We're 2-man group tonight.
2-man crew. You're an adapter, John.
Of course.
When you face adversity, you overcome.
You know me.
Here's Riley Evans, moves it across to Joanna Zhu. Zhu gains the offensive zone, trying to put a couple deft moves on the defensewoman. She comes away with the puck, however. Here she is on the backhand, now peels over to the forehand, skating out in front to the front of the net. That one doesn't get through. Puck is steered aside, but kept in at the blue line. Nice job by Hope Fitzkovich. She just flutters it in on goal, and it's sealed. The Minutewomen's first shot of the game comes at 6:47 into the first period.
That's surprising, Jacob. I mean, the Minutewomen have been in the offensive zone for their fair share of minutes, I believe, but just like you said, have not been able to get any shots on goal.
And it's a Minutewomen offense, John, that they're really rolling 10 goals in their last 2 games, right? Handful of players collecting multi-point games in that first game against Rhode Island. Wildcats will flutter this one into the Minutewomen's defensive zone, Trying to center it out in front. This one is picked off by Brooke Borges. And Borges nips her way through the neutral zone. Now has to regroup a little bit before tossing it in on goal. Minutewomen go for a partial change. Here's Lucy Vertimer. Passes it across to her left defenseman. They'll clear it out of the zone. Riley Evans is there for it. Works it up ahead to Maya Shapiro. Now over to Lily Sparrow. Sparrow in on the forehand. Gets disrupted for a moment. Kept in at the blue line by Dunn, but not for long enough. Here comes Dunn on the forehand. 2-on-2 near circle. Throws it out in front. Quick shot, save, rebound in front. The Minutewomen had a good look at it. Here's a slap shot from the point. In on goal, save by Sorley and guided aside. A couple loose pucks and a couple shots there from the Minutewomen.
A great job by Abby Dunn to break back in with much swiftness and created that whole chance. And Sorley had to make at least one save.
Skating back for it is Sophie Thompson. And here comes Hannah Gromko charging into the offensive zone. Gromko can't get a good stick on it. Had a really good look there. She was bulldozing her way into the offensive zone. And we'll have another look here. Here's Gromko. Kicks it to herself on the far side. Saucer pass out in front. That one slides through the slot with great pace. Good look from Hannah Gromko. Now the puck comes the other way. One-on-one battle in the near corner boards. It's Layla Schultz on the forehand. Curled up in the near corner boards with Riley Evans. Evans jockeying with her. Staples her along the near corner boards. Gets a little help from her forward in Hope Fitzkovitz. Now it's taken away by Kelsey Partridge. Maybe a 2-on-1 the other way, but the pass just a little bit too far for Ivory Arguin. Here's Lucy Vertimer. Tied up with her in the far corner boards. 9 minutes gone by here in the first period. No score. Minutewomen and Wildcats. Abby Dunn tries to keep it in. Gets a little help from Lila Roche at the point, who's looking for her first point of the season. Burdell passes it across to Layla Schultz on the far side, taken away by Lila Roche. Worked across to the near corner for the captain. Here's Shelby Little, quick pass through the neutral zone, intercepted for the moment. Dangerous pass there, but the Minutewomen toss it into the far corner. Charging after it is Shelby Little. Gets it down low to Joanna Zhu. Zhu working 1-on-2, centers it out in front off a Wildcats skate. And now onto the tape of Kenzie Carson. The lead point scorer for this Wildcats team, 25 points in 20 games. One of the most dynamic scorers in the nation. Number 85, someone to watch out for. Now the Minutewomen, they come the other way. Wrist shot easily saved in on goal by Olivia Sorley. Her third save of the night.
Yeah, both goalies obviously standing tall early in this one. 4 saves for Matthews, 3 for Sorley, like you said, Jacob. And they're going to have a close game on hand halfway through the first period.
Face off to the left of Sorley. A goaltender, 7-7 on the season, 2.300 goals against average. Pretty good save percentage as well, .927. She's coming off 2 wins, most recently against Montana State University. 4 goals allowed in that one, but they got the victory 5-4. That was last Saturday. And they're trying to pick up another win. Previously, they played Rhode Island. That was at their own home rink out in Arizona. They played 4 games on home ice, now making a little bit of a road trip, taking on the Minutewomen this weekend. They'll go up to upstate New York next weekend. But here's a shot out in front from the point from Carson. That one misses well wide. Minutewomen are there for it, and they clear it out. Skating back for it are the Wildcats. Wildcats will slow this one down. They'll force it into the neutral zone. Here's Maine. Maine on the forehand. It's got help in her back pocket, but it's whistled down for an offsides.
Second time Arizona's been offsides in the first 11 minutes. So once again, both teams just trying to get into this one. And yeah, not many shots, not many chances, but we play on.
Lily Sparrow on the dot, 2:17's going at it. The one in white gets the better of Anna Jeffs, the freshman forward, but not for long. Puck dancing around the neutral zone. Scooped up for the moment by Grace McKeague. McKeague has it, goes down to the ice, works it across to the far side for Alana Maine. Maine will chip it into the far corner boards. Minutewomen trying to smack it right out. They work it up top to the point. Slap shot, easily saved aside by Sarah Matthews. Gets her own rebound. Why not get another save in there? And gets the whistle right after that.
There you see the awareness of Matthews, and a couple shifts ago she made even a save then and did a good job of directing it to the corner. So not many good rebounds available off of the Matthews saves.
The Wildcats will throw this one back into their offensive zone. Lila Roche is there for the Minutewomen. She reverses course to the near side. Skating after it is Lily Sparrow. Sparrow hung up along the near half wall. Puck pops out onto the tape of Rylan Pesca. Pesca will whip this one in deep, gathered by Lila Roche. Working slowly in the near corner boards. Minutewomen trying to get it out. Pesca flutters it in on goal. That one is stripped aside by Shelby Little, and she comes galloping the other way. Here's Little on the forehand, driving into the inside. Little, quick shot, blockered away. Great save by Olivia Sorley on the one-man rush from the Minutewomen.
Yeah, Little going across her body there on her right-handed shot. Sorley had to make the blocker and stick combo save.
Minutewomen trying to build off that momentum. Here's Lila Roche, works it quickly up top to Ivory Arguin. She can't handle it, puck on edge a little bit. So she'll force a board battle on the far corner boards. Gets a little help from Hannah Grumko. Backhand chance out in front and swept away by the Wildcats for the moment. And finally they'll skate this one out. Here's Lily Howell, second on the team in goals with 14, looking to make it 15. Long shot from the near circle, easily smothered by Matthews.
Once again, Jacob, no rebound. Pretty low shot. Not to compare it to the men's team that we cover so often, Jacob, but we talk about Michael Rablin. One thing he struggles with is giving up rebounds on low shots, and Matthews doing a good job of not allowing that so far.
Yeah, I guess the height disparity there helps Matthews a little bit, right? 5'11" versus 6'8".
Yep.
Nevertheless, good start here for Matthews. No score, 7 minutes left here in the first period. John Ruggiero, Jacob Repper back in action here in the Minnie Mullins Center. Great to be back if you're tuning in. Two broadcasters, two directors here at WMUA Sports. We appreciate tuning in. Make sure you catch us on Instagram, Twitter, social media. Support us. We appreciate you. Puck's in the near side. Here's Joanna Zhu skating after it against Lucy Verteberger. Verteberger reverses it across to the far side. Handling it is Gianna Bonfilio. Bonfilio can't hold it for the moment. It's stripped away by Verteberger before it squeaks out into the neutral zone. Here's a maybe 2-on-2 the other way. Here come the Wildcats. They gain the offensive zone. Long shot in on goal, saved by Sarah Matthews with the stick.
Great outlet pass from Anna Jeffs that time, Jacob. Little touch pass allowed that whole chance.
Minutewomen trying to do the same thing the other way. Here's Zhu at the end of her shift. Her whole enforcements went off, so she's the lone forechecker for the Minutewomen. Trying to get back now, goes to the bench. Shelby Little, long stretch pass up the near half wall. Outlet pass into the middle, goes awry, taken away by Maine. Maine will poke this one into the far corner. She goes off for a change. Shelby Little, quick pass across to the near half wall to Dunn. Dunn, nice crisp pass the other way for Lily Sparrow. But Sparrow, unfortunately for the Minutewomen, turns it over. Can't get it to go into the offensive zone. Here's Bradell, number 9, on the forehand, down low below the goal line. Minutewomen keep her to the outside. Up top to the point for Pesca. Back up top to Bradell. Bradell centering out in front, saved by Matthews. That one deflected in on goal. She keeps it to the outside. Now Lila Roche. Layla Schultz passes it across to Pesca. Excuse me, that's Bradell. Here's Pesca. Long wrist shot doesn't get through. Puck popping around in the high slot. Minutewomen fanning after it and finally stabbed out of the zone by Shelby Little, the captain. Minutewomen reeling there, but they'll get a change.
A bit of a tough shift for Abby Dunn that time, Jacob, but Shelby Little saved the day.
Now Allen galloping in on the forehand, drives to the middle, and she gets stood up in the far circle. Nice defensive play by a couple Minutewomen, and the puck goes curling all the way down. Now it's taken away by Julia Williams. Quick shot, that one goes wide past the right pad of Olivia Sorley. Williams looking for her first goal of the season still. Here's Williams, centers it out in front. Minutewomen with a couple good looks there, and they'll go right back to work. Here's Williams, works it into the middle for Alden Karlstein. Karlstein to Hannah Gromko. Wrist shot, save right into the midsection of Sorley. She keeps it out. And now a 2-on-2, we go the other way. Here's a pass to the far side. Quick shot over the shoulder of Sarah Matthews. That was Kenzie Carson with a rifle.
This game's heating up, Jacob.
It certainly is. Now it's Ivory Arguin in on the forecheck. 18 versus 16. Centering it out in front, stabbed aside, and now maybe numbers the other way at 2-on-1. Here they come, the shot. That one goes wide past Matthews yet again. It was Kenzie Carson looking for another one. And finally, slower play. This should be almost too many women on the ice there, John. I don't know why it wasn't.
Well, the player coming onto the ice hit the puck before the player she was replacing went off to the bench.
Arizona gets away with one there, perhaps. Here's Glover. She turns it over in the offensive blue line. Nice nifty pass from Gianna Bonfilio to get it to herself. She can't cling on to the puck for too long. Puck rattling around in the neutral zone. Joanna Zhu looking after it. Puck pops on edge. The men and women will sweep it in deep at the stick of freshman forward Shea McDonald. Joanna Zhu battling there. Backhand pass out in front. Shot right into the shoulder of Olivia Sorley. Her sixth save of the night with 2:52 left here in the first. What a quick game we've had all of a sudden, John.
Yeah, so much to unpack there, Jacob. I mean, on one hand, you had a great Julia Williams forecheck, but then it went back the other way for a 2-on-1. Couple of missed shots by Arizona they'd like to have back probably. And then it was also Hannah Gromko with a great chance as well where Sorley had to make a save.
Face off to the right of Sorley. Men and women win it. They throw this one in on goal. Save off the nice, colorful pads of Sorley. Puck down low below the goal line. Galloping after it is Dunn. Now onto the tape of Shea McDonald, excuse me. She turns it over below the goal line. Wildcats trying to clear this one out, having a little trouble here. And they'll finally be able to flip this one out to the neutral zone. 2:20 left here in the first period. No score, men and women and Wildcats. First matchup of the season here in early February. Here's Brooke Borges on the forehand, curling ever so patiently. Now drives to the middle, centering it with one hand on the backhand. Almost got that one through. Puck banks lively off the end boards. Men and women skating after it, 2-on-1 in the far corner boards. Now it comes out onto the tape of Allison Brady. And Brady makes a move there and gets it to herself. It's a 1-on-1 horse race in the far corner. Brady and Evans, they converge softly in the far corner boards. Men and women get a little help. 2-on-2 battle in the far corner. 95 seconds left here in the first period. Puck trickles out up top to the point. Here's Glover. That shot doesn't get through, blocked by her own player. And Lily Waxenberg. And now here come the men and women 1-on-1 the other way. It's a battle, and a battle won by the Wildcats. Nice play there by Rylan Pesca to deny Brooke Borges. Now the other way we go. Wrist shot into the midsection of Sarah Matthews. She makes another save, infallible for the first 19 minutes so far tonight.
Yeah, Brooke Borges at the end of her shift that time wasn't able to get it deep into the Wildcat zone, but before that had a tremendous single-handed effort, just unable to get through the Arizona defense.
Also, your reminder, if you're listening and watching this game, make sure you comment where you're watching from. Nice little activity we do. Love to see where everyone's from. Make sure you support the program. Make sure you pump the link out to as many people as you can. Let's see if we can get as many followers and watchers here in this close game, 0-0. 1 minute left here in the first period. Here's Waxenberg. Slides it into the middle for Howell. That shot flutters in on goal and saved by Matthews.
You said, Jacob, under a minute to go in the first, and good first period, nice and quick, right? So, and a plethora of chances for either side. Both goalies standing tall so far.
Face off to the right of Sarah Matthews. Anna Jeffs on for it. The freshman forward, 10 points in 20 games played for the Wildcats. She loses the face-off. Men and women come racing the other way. That one's whistled down for an icing. So it'll be another defensive zone face-off for the men and women. And you see Coach Bill Wright calling over the troops. John, we got a chance to talk to him before the game. Great to see him. Haven't seen him since last year, I guess. Always a serious character, and he knows on this 6-game winning streak, these games are important.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, he's hyped up, Jacob, on this great run for the Minute Women. 6-game win streak, 10 of the last 11.
Here's Waxenberg, back up top to Pesca. Pesca shot from into the far corner boards. It's Lila Roche. Minute Women trying to reverse course. He'll circle it around. Puck dancing on edge in the neutral zone. Now it's a one-on-one the other way. Ivory Arguin looking back. She's got nobody. Race shot goes 5 feet wide with 15 seconds left. Now it's Howell up the far side, looking to center it out in front. That one slips through the slot untouched. 3 seconds left here in the first period. Minute Women just trying to send this one to break, and they will. So back and forth we go, a game that really heated up in the final 10 minutes of the first period. Minute Women 0, Wildcats 0 as we go to break. John, a pretty eventful first period. I think exactly what we expected. Two good offenses and two good goaltenders battling it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be completely honest, Jacob, Arizona would probably want to have the lead at the end of this first, obviously, but either team would. But in terms of the amount of chances they got and the kind of chances that they got, they probably should have the lead. So the Minute Women with an okay first period escape in a tied game, and we'll send it to break, Jacob.
That we will. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Grab some hot chocolate, grab some popcorn. Keep it locked in here on 91.1 WMUA. Hello everyone, welcome back. Just a few seconds away from the second stanza here at the Mini Mullen Center. Going from right to left, the University of Massachusetts men and women. From left to right, University of Arizona Wildcats. Let's do it. Along with John Ruggiero, Jacob Repper here, 91.1 WMUA YouTube page, and away we go. Shots in the first period, 12 on goal for the Wildcats, 7 for the men and women. Both goaltenders infallible, saving all of them, and looking to keep up their hot streak. Puck down low below the goal lines. Lila Roche is there. Puck squeaks out onto the near side. Airmailed into the far corner boards. Batting after it are the men and women. And settled down in the neutral zone by Rylan Pesca. Here's Pesca. Long shot, about 100 feet from the point. Guided aside easily by Sarah Matthews. Stabbed after it in the far corner boards by Shelby Little. Now near side it goes. Here come the men and women. Long shot from the point. Maya Shapiro right into the Weber. She'll go for a change. Wildcats come the other way.
Jacob, I think for the men and women in the second period, it's just try and lock down Arizona. And you got to get cleaner break-ins right now, and hopefully we'll see it here for UMass.
Here it goes, 3-on-2. Hannah Gromko. Saucer right into the midsection of Olivia Sorley. Her first save of the period.
Yeah, got the break in that time. Just perhaps not the shot Hannah Gromko might have wanted. Like you said, Jacob, right into the midsection of Sorley. But at least another shot for the men and women, up to 8 now.
Wildcats make quick work of this one. They'll clear it out. Men and women come the other way. Not before they're whistled down for an offsides.
Jacob, got some answers to your viewership location question.
What do we got, Johnny?
Got Raleigh, North Carolina. We got Illinois. We got Arizona. Thanks for watching from out there. And we have Rhode Island.
Not bad. Let's see if we could get 50 states. How about that? Maybe some countries.
Maybe for the entire season, Jacob. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's feasible. We got New Zealand one time, didn't we?
I think so. Something crazy like that.
You ever been?
No.
Really?
Never been out of the country, unfortunately. How about you?
No, never.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Here's Pesca in her own side of the ice, looking to flutter it into the neutral zone. Goes a little bit too far. Racing after it the other way is their lead scorer in Kenzie Carson. She can't beat gravity. She can't beat inertia. It's whistled down for an icing.
Couple questions here, Jacob. One referee saying it was deflected, and you'll see them conference here. The other referee says icing. And then before that, Hannah Gromko just got taken down behind the play. She was wondering what that was all about. And then when it's all said and done, Arizona gets whistled for an icing.
Face off to the left of Sorley. Wildcats win it back for the moment. Battle in the far corner boards. Glover going up against Joanna Zhu. Pinching into the offensive zone is Abby Evans. Riley Evans, excuse me. Her shot is in on goal, saved by Sorley. Now near half wall, near circle shot. That one might have gone through, saved by Sorley. Puck caroms into the near corner boards. It's Kenzie Carson. Staples it along her half wall, and now goes D to D, gets it right back through the neutral zone. The righty charging up the ice on the forehand. One-time shot. That one goes wide past the extended blocker of Sarah Matthews.
Just walked into one there. And once again, Arizona missing it, but the minute went back the other way.
Here's Bonfilio weaving into the offensive zone on the forehand, taking her time, flutters it right into the webbing of Sorley. Her fourth save of the period. It's an offensive zone face-off for the men and women. They'll bring out Julia Williams. The fourth line here with Alvin Karlstein and Bonfilio. Here's Karlstein, the lefty on the faceoff, wins it quickly back, knifed in on goal by Julia Williams. But that one might have just gone wide, John.
Yeah, I'd like to see her maybe take that to her forehand, Jacob. Just kind of rushed it.
Puck goes the other way. Here's Shelby Little defending the puck in her own zone, looking to work it up the ice. Puck bouncing around. Now settled down along the far side. Shelby Little gains the offensive zone, works it back up top to the point. UMass sends it out in front. Williams, spinorama shot, in on goal, save with the pad by Sorley. There's the patience you were looking for, John. That one shot off the crossbar this time by Brooke Borges.
Great job to jump the passing lane by Borges on the breakout and come right in on goal, just unable to tuck it under the bar. Jacob, you said it with Julia Williams there. I mean, you mentioned earlier how she doesn't have a goal this season, and she's getting close. She sure is. Obviously, still working on making the correct decision, but a good chance before the Borges try.
Face off to the right of Sorley. And women back with their top line on. They win it back cleanly to Lily Sparrow, but perhaps a little too errant. Past the left-handed stick of Riley Evans. She'll throw it in deep. Strained Karam off the end boards. The rebound out in front. That one might have been saved by Sorley. Looked like it caromed off the end boards. Minutewomen had a look at it, but couldn't find the twine. This one is punched aside by the stick of Sarah Matthews. Now along the near side. A couple players converge. Maya Shapiro working there. Tries to work it up. Pinching in is Pesca. Pesca, backhand tried down low. Looking to get it again. Out in front. Quick shot over the glove of Sarah Matthews. That puck was rising like bread in an oven. Puck in the far corner boards. Riley Evans fishing for it. Comes out onto the tape of Pesca. Pesca slips it down low into the far corner. She's looking for Lily Howell. Now it's Maya Shapiro. Minutewomen finally get it out of the zone, and some good opportunities on both sides of the ice here.
Yeah, it was Leah Schultz just missing over the bar. The pass Matthews, and Matthews has saved all 13 shots she's faced, but said it earlier, there's been a plethora of Arizona chances that have missed.
Here's a turnover from Arizona. Minutewomen coming quickly. Hannah Gromko centering it out in front. Puck gets lost in a couple of skates. Minutewomen still searching for it. And finally, it spins up top to the far half wall. Hannah Gromko throws the body around along the far half wall. The glass rattles. And now it's taken away by Kelsey Partridge. Slides it back up top of the point. Slap shot doesn't get through. Hits her own woman in Partridge. And now it's Schultz. She'll sweep it into the offensive zone. 4-player change for the Wildcats. And a chance awry for the Minutewomen. This one slapped in deep by Ivory Arguin. 9 points in her last 4 games played. Held off the score sheet so far tonight. UMass's lead scorer. Last season, just 4 assists, no goals. I'll get to that in a moment. Here's Howell. That shot right into the glove of Sarah Matthews. Extended the wrist a little bit, but makes the save.
Yeah, that one probably going wide as well, Jacob, but nonetheless a good save. The Minutewomen on the other end, a couple chances out front. The latest one with Ivory Arguin just kind of got all caught up in front of Sorley.
Face off to the right, left of Sarah Matthews, our right. Minutewomen going from right to left here. Here's Joanna Zhu, scissoring in her own defensive zone. Good puck work, now gains the O zone. Zhu on the backhand, working low to the ice, now lowers the shoulder, tries to drive in. Nice defensive play, sliding like Superman. Was Glover. And now the puck is tossed up into the metal bleachers. John, what a play that was.
Yeah, good defensive play, and I think that's what Arizona needed. UMass getting into the zone just a little bit too easily, and it happened again there, but Wildcats respond with a good play.
Face off to the right of Olivia Sorley. She's got 12 saves in this one, coming off a win against Montana State a week ago at this point. University of Arizona 10-9 on the year. 3rd in the Independent Conference. They played their last 4 games at home, now making it out to the East Coast. We get a whistle here. Looks like it'll be a face-off in the Minutewomen's defensive zone. Just over 6 minutes gone by here into the second period. No score, along with John Ruggiero. I am Jacob Repper. You're listening to 91.1 WMUA, the official student radio of UMass and UMass women's hockey. Here's a D-to-D pass. Allen flutters it out in front. That one is directed into the near corner boards, looking for a deflection there. Was a Wildcat. UMass rips it around the blue boards here at the Minnie Mullins Center. One-on-one battle, won this time by Lila Roche. She clanks it off the near half wall. Allen converges for the Wildcats, fishing for the loose puck. She turns it over, centering it out in front. It's saved by Matthews, her 16th save of the game. Matthews coming off a 32-29 save performance against Rhode Island last weekend on the road. And a massive hit there at UMass defensive blue line. Maya Shapiro down on the ice, holding her head, and John, that was a thunderous hit.
And no call, Jacob. And obviously cause for concern with Maya Shapiro, like you said. I mean, that was square to the mask. I'm not even sure the puck was there.
Now, we'll see what comes of this in terms of penalties or not, but right now, Maya Shapiro on the ice, couple teammates surrounding her. John, you hope she just got the wind knocked out of her, but that was a massive hit out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, luckily she'll look to get to her skates here perhaps, but man, that was some heavy contact. I don't believe it was intentional, but no call is absurd.
The Arizona trainer came out to check on Shapiro. She takes her helmet off. John, we'll try to get word on her. It looks like she's going at least out of play for now.
Yeah, the UMass EMS crew on hand will go and tend to her, but she'll sit out for now. Probably should go under some sort of concussion protocol after that.
Still baffled, John. No call there. I thought something would come of it after the fact. Nevertheless, we play on. Face off to the left of Sarah Matthews. Over 8 minutes gone by here in the second period. No score. Schultz thread this one into the far corner boards. Riley Evans is there. Puck jumps up into the air, then settles down onto its face. Galloping away on the forehand is Hannah Gromko. Curling, slowly centering, middle out in front. That one goes right through across the back door. Here's Gromko yet again. Nice edge work from her. Touch pass to Kelsey Partridge. Partridge, a goal in each of her last 3 games, looking for her 4th here. Here's a wide shot from Riley Evans. Clanks off the end boards. Now skated out, maybe a 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Allison Brady on the forehand, waiting for reinforcement, slides it in on goal. That puck doesn't leave the ice, but parks itself in between the pads of Sarah Matthews.
Yeah, like you said, Jacob, Brady there had a fellow player to her left, just decided to throw one on the net. And the UMass defensive player was closing in as well. That caused the perhaps shot right away.
Here's a quick win, quick shot out in front. Sarah Matthews gets the rebound and guards that puck for her life. You're talking about quickness, John. A swift face-off win and a nice shot on goal from the Wildcats there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they need. They'll try again here. Luckily for them to win, good defense by Mal Hewitt.
Puck up for grabs. Puck up for grabs in the neutral zone. Now it jumps up in air, right in front of the men and women bench. A couple players come over, converge, and it's skated out by Shea McDonald. Freshman forward for the men and women. One of a couple young forwards that have really stepped up and risen to the occasion. 1 goal and an assist in the Rhode Island series. Puts her at 9 points on the year. Now it's Sarah Dunford. Long, weak shot from the point. Doesn't get through. And scooped up by Kenzie Carson, the lead point scorer for this team. She's dashing away up the near side. Carson on the forehand, looking for help out in front. Now works quickly to the outside. Carson putting on a skating clinic here. Long shot doesn't get through, blocked down, and maybe numbers for the men and women. Here's a 1-on-1 streaking up the other way. And a nice defensive play this time by the Wildcats.
That was Savvy Allen, Jacob, on the back check.
Here's Tatum Provencher. Works it back up top of the point. Wildcats go D to D. Verdeberger handles it on her backhand, shovels it down low into the near corner boards. Puck squeaks out and now is taken away quickly by Shelby Little. Little's pass a little too much for her intended target. But nevertheless, we play on. There's a penalty. This is going to be a Minutewomen power play. Julia Williams goes down. Minutewomen pull the goaltender, get the after attacker, get the shot. And Julia Williams draws the penalty. Some sort of boarding call, John, if I had to guess. And we've got our first special teams unit of the night.
Yeah, I mean, she just had her skates swept out from under her, Jacob, and she'll head to the bench, but obviously after the contact with Shapiro and now this, it's about time the Minutewomen end up on the power play.
So the Minutewomen send out their attackers. 5-on-4 we go. Face off the left of Sorley. Minutewomen win this one back but aren't in the right place, and they'll have to regroup with Shelby Little. Little getting pressured a little bit at her own defensive blue line. Works it across to Riley Evans. Evans with her head up, skating slowly, looking for an opportunity. Trying to take it here. Evans turns it over, and this one is wafted out of UMass's offensive zone. Evans at the red line, works it across. Here's Brindell. She threads it in on the backhand. Schultz skating after it. Minutewomen can't get the offensive zone here, John.
Yeah, and an attack here from the Wildcats almost. Good solo effort by Leah Schultz once again. This time, though, Gromko will come ahead.
Gromko on the forehand, surveying her options. Passes it back up top of the point. Chip shot in on goal. Doesn't get through. Blocked down in front, believed by Allison Brady. And it's worked out into the neutral zone. Give credit to the Wildcats here. Good penalty killing unit. Here's Schultz, throws the body around. UMass fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. But skating on is Abigail Dunn. Dunn, delicate backhand pass up top to Shelby Little. Her quick shot doesn't get through. Rebound in front, steered aside by Shorley. Flashing that left pad. Minutewomen back up top. Riley Evans chips it in on goal. Rebound in front. Minutewomen can't get it yet again. And the Wildcats keeping UMass to the outside. 30 seconds left here on this power play. Ivory Arguin on the forecheck. Puck goes down low below the goal line. Glover's there for it on the backhand. She works it quickly up the ice, and that puck will dance on edge below the goal line. 15 seconds left. Perhaps one final rush for the Minutewomen. Arguin gets the offensive zone. Drop pass behind Hannah Gromko, and now it's stolen away. Here comes Anna Jeffs. Jeffs 1-on-2, toe drag to the backhand. Jeffs chips it in on goal over the shoulder of Sarah Matthews, and she gets plastered below the goal line. Now Arizona fans want to call. Jeffs, though, backing on to her feet. Verdeberger, long shot right into the heart of Shelby Matthews for the save.
Good save that time by Sarah Matthews, and Verdeber on the shot, but not the best power play for the Minutewomen, Jacob. But how about that chance by Jeffs all before that? Cut inside on the chance through the legs.
Here's Verdeber. Tosses it into the near corner boards. Joanna Zoo's there for it. She tries to elevate it off the glass. Tries once, unsuccessfully. Gets a little help from her counterpart in Gianna Bonfilio, but a little bit too much. Goes down for an icing.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we've seen for sure, and that's the refs have let these women play tonight. Only the one power play. There could have been maybe 4 at this point, if not more.
Face off to the left of Sarah Matthews. This one's one back, forked in on goal. Off the tape of Allen, and Matthews swallows that one up.
And a quick whistle allows the Minutewomen to change here. On will come Gromko, Sparrow, and Dunn.
It's Lily Howell on the face-off dot. The Wildcats lead scorer. 14 goals and 6 power play goals. That leads the team. But she gets tossed out of the face-off dot. Minutewomen win this one back and slap that one off the glass. Puck goes tumbling all the way down. It's a foot race the other way, and Dunn's going to get there. She negates the icing. A great effort from Dunn. Puck down low below the goal line. Gromko battling for it. She's not going to get there. Now worked up the near side. Skating after it is Carson. But the puck's going to glide a little bit too far out of her reach. Gets a little help, however, from Lily Howell. Howell skating after it. Carson's there. Tries to glue herself along the boards to keep the puck in. Here's Howell on the forehand. Wrist shot over the bar just by a couple inches. A rising shot, John, that almost went through. And now it's Gromko stabbing at it like a medieval swordsman. And she skates off the ice, and now numbers the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Here's Carson. Carson on the forehand, slows it down, works it to the middle of Howell. Howell, wrist shot right into the chest of Matthews. She gets the rebound and bumped in the process. Sarah Matthews, John, took a big hit there. The net comes off the moorings. And this game's getting physical.
I think there's going to be a penalty here, Jacob. This Arizona player.
Howell looks like it was a slashing call.
Howell, yes. Or both. No, not both. Just Howell, Jacob. Another power play for the Minutewomen, but Arizona, they played a chippy game. And the Minutewomen are not taking too kindly to it at this point. Can't go after the goaltender.
I guess, John, you don't come 1,000 miles to play like you haven't come 1,000 miles.
Exactly.
But there's got to be a line. This one is shot on goal, I believe, by her own player.
Exactly. I think it was Schultz, Jake.
I think it was, and Schultz is having a word with Sorley saying, hey, don't do that again. She tried to ram it off her own end boards, and she loses it back this time to Evans. 2-minute power play for the Minutewomen, trying to strike for the first time tonight. 6:15 left here in the second period. John Ruggiero, Jacob Repper on the call for you here in Amherst, Massachusetts. UMass passes it back up top to the point. D it goes into the near circle. Wrist shot deflects in on goal. Saved by Sorley. She finds the puck to her right and snatches that one.
A great try by Gianna Bonfilio that time. And only 20 seconds gone on this woman advantage. UMass still pressuring.
Face off to the right of Sorley. Bench. And then hurdles it, finds the hand of Bill Wright. He tosses it back like a small fish into the water, and we'll play on. Face off to the left of Sorley now. Minutewomen 5-on-4 power play. 1:30 left here in the man advantage. Here's Shelby Little. Taps it off the end boards, goes deep down low below the goal line. There for it is Shea McDonald. The freshman forward, 5 goals on the year. Back up top to Little. She's got 2 on the power play in her own right. Now it's Zoo. Keeps the puck on the ice. Rebound in front. Extending the leg is Sorley, and the Minutewomen score. Sorley made the first save. Couldn't make the second. It's Gianna Bonfilio on the power play. UMass up 1-0.
How about that? A little bit of a jam try by Bonfilio, able to get it past Sorley, and after all the missed calls we've seen and stuff like that, the Minutewomen finally awarded, making it 1-0.
For Bonfilio, her 4th goal of the season, 6-point. And her first power play goal came at a nice time. At 14 minutes into the second period. Now the Wildcats looking to pounce and answer back. That shot not strong enough to nearly do that. Matthews makes the save. 5:17 left here in the second period.
Yeah, Sarah Matthews is playing a great game, Jacob. Saved all 20 shots, and a little bit of some extracurriculars after the whistle with her a couple times, but she stood tall.
Here's Verteberger. Slides that one in on goal. Matthews makes, John, another save. She's been really good, and you mentioned the goalie tandem that Coach Bill Wright has to work with. It's got to make you feel good.
Sure does.
Here's Shelby Little. Going the other way on the backhand, getting kept wide to the outside. Now it's taken away. McKeague slides that one all the way down low below the goal line. Lila Roche is there. 4:50 left here in the second period. She slaps that one off the referee. Now gloved down by Ivory Arguin. Arguin rips this one in on goal off the skate, however. Rylan Pesca. Pesca tries to get it out of the zone. Stabs at it with one arm. That doesn't do the job, but gets a little help this time from McKeague. McKeague jousting at the offensive blue line. Now skating after it is Layla Schultz. Schultz slides it around to the far corner boards. Pinching in is Sophie Thompson. Thompson winds it around into the near side. Minutewomen get it out. Charging through is Julia Williams, and now Dunn the other way. Dunn peels up. She's got Julia Williams in her back pocket, but she's kept to the outside. Sends it out into the middle. Julia Williams almost gets that one to deflect in, and I believe Sorley may have gotten a piece of it to stab that one wide.
Oh, she sure did, Jacob. I don't know if that was going to go in, but Williams with some great height on that one. A little bit of a knuckle puck, and Sorley had to make a save.
Just pure reflexes there from Sorley. Minutewomen driving in to the offensive zone. In the high slot there, that puck goes wide. Wildcats will flip this one out. Riley Evans will dump it back in. 3:33 left here in the second period. Minutewomen up 1-0. And watch out, John. Watch out, will ya? Puck goes up and out of play. Everybody looks to be okay. I was heading for a fire extinguisher, John. That would have been fun.
Yeah, there it is, Jacob.
You would have gotten a little powdering.
I think we're safely far away from that, but those fans sure aren't.
Face off to the right of Sorley. One back by the Minutewomen. That shot from Sarah Dunford doesn't go through, but goes down low below the goal line. One-on-one battle there. Coming over to help is Layla Schultz. Schultz winds this one around to the far side. Kept in at the moment for the Minutemen in Albie Malkut. Now down low in the far corner boards. Joanna Zhu on the forehand. Head up, tries the spinorama attempt. Doesn't go through, sealed off by Sorley. That shot from the point goes well wide. Galloping after it is Shea McDonald. McDonald back up top of the point. Evans' shot guided easily aside by Sorley yet again. 15 saves for Sorley in this one with 2:45 left in the second. Here come the Minutewomen. 2-on-2, maybe save, rebound in front, saved by Sorley. Net comes off. And we'll have a penalty as well, John, on the Wildcats.
Yeah, looked like a rough behind the play. But I'm not sure if I don't think the net came off, Jacob. It was a save by Sorley as Thompson goes to the box. But if she got that, that was a fantastic save. That right side of the net, our left, was wide open. But the Minutewomen 1 for 2 on the power play in this game. Go back to the advantage.
Face off to the far side. Riley Evans chips in. Minutewomen win it back. Gets saved by Hannah Gromko. Gromko on the forehand, got her head up, slides it quickly to the near circle. Nice wrist shot heading for goal, but denied by Sorley. Her 16th save of the night, 10 seconds in on this power play.
Yeah, that's an underrated chance for Shelby Little right there. Right towards the top right corner. Good glove save from Sorley.
The face-off will go to the right side. Ivory Arguin's there for it. She wins it back, but jumping the play is Kenzie Carson. And Carson will be able to skate this one out. Now look to be a thorn in the Minutewomen's side. Here's Verteberger. She bounces this one in on goal. Snagged by Sarah Matthews, and the Minutewomen 30 seconds into this power play will have a chance to break out. Riley Evans spanks it off the half wall. Galloping after to the far side is Ivory Arguin. She tries to twist it in on goal on the backhand. Misses, but goes up top to the point. But now taken away by Kenzie Carson yet again. How about Kenzie Carson, John? Not on the scoreboard, but she's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, sent one over that time. Was a fairly decent pass over to Howell, and she just wasn't able to corral it. But unfortunate way for a 3-on-2 to go awry.
Here's Dunn. Dunn on the forehand, working left, feeds it for the moment to Ivory Arguin, but gets it right back. She's got open ice. Dunn parks herself, stops, looking up. She's got help from the bench, cutting out in front now, down low below the goal line. Minutemen taking their time, but can't find the passing lanes. Really nice play there from Brittany Bradell, the captain, playing in her 89th career game for the Wildcats. Now it's Sparrow. Saucers it up top to the point, gets it right back. Sparrow on the backhand, slides it up top to her safety blanket in Evans. Sparrow collects off the half wall, working on the backhand. 9 seconds left here on the power play, 45 seconds left in the second period. Minutemen can't gain the offensive zone, so that will do it for the Minutemen power play. 35 seconds left here in the second. UMass bounces this one into the offensive zone. They'll go for a full change. The Wildcats looking to come up the ice. Maybe one final rush for them. Joanna Zhu is shot down. And she tries to stay on the forecheck. Wildcats will spin this one all the way down. 12 seconds left. This one might be an icing. It might be negated. And this is an opportune moment for the Minutemen. 6 seconds left to be an offensive zone faceoff.
Should be more of that, Jake. A bunch more seconds came off the clock. I don't know if they'll...
Good eye, John.
Well, it doesn't look like they'll add any. I don't know if they have the ability to do that. So 6.8 remains.
We've got someone from Montana in the chat, John. You ever been there? It's
No.
great. Great state. 4 seconds left here. Minutemen win the face-off. And that will conclude the second stanza. Folks, if you're staying with us from all states across the country, all countries across the world, it's been a fun night so far. Minutemen up 1-0 over the University of Arizona. John, 40 minutes gone by. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game to remember so far, Jacob. You know, Minutemen goes down with an injury, no call on that play, but Arizona keeps playing with their chippy fierceness, if you will, and they get called for 3 ensuing penalties after that. UMass cashes in on one of them, and any good power plays of 25%. UMass 33% in this one. That is the difference so far, and I think Bill Wright is liking what he's seeing after 40 minutes.
Well, after 14 minutes, we'll have a trivia question coming up for you, so keep it locked in here. Big trivia question coming out at the break, and of course 20 minutes of great hockey. 1-0 Minutemen, Arizona. We'll be right back on 91.1 WMUA. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mini Mullins Center. It's great to have you with us, along with John Ruggiero. I am Jacob Repper. You're going to see me in just a sec. It's been a long wait. I gotta tease you a little bit. I gotta make you wait. I make you wait, what, 60 minutes? It's great to see you. My co-broadcaster, John Ruggiero, is here. We're time for the trivia question, right? We're going to do it right now. Where was the Reuben sandwich originally founded and made in? There's two potential correct answers. Both of them are kind of up for dispute, up for debate. Let us know in the comments. The Reuben sandwich, where was it first founded? Where was it first created? Of course, this has nothing to do with UMass women's hockey, but away we go. Third period starts, 20 minutes left. Let's do it. Let us know in the comments. We're going to be checking people out, and we'll let you know who the winner is. Big prize we're giving away, John. I think you brought your checkbook as well.
Oh, yeah. Blank checks for everyone.
Puck down low below the goal line. 1-0 Minutewomen. Courtesy of Gianna Bonfilio in the second period, right around the 14-minute mark. Got the power play goal. Minutewomen 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. As for Arizona, no power plays in their pocket. Here's Kenzie Carson on the forehand, driving wide, gets disrupted below the goal line by Lily Sparrow, shooting her down, if you will. Lila Roche ladles it into the offensive zone. Carson retreating after it, and now working quickly on the forehand to the outside. An errant Minutewomen stick gets involved. That was Ivory Arguin. She throws her hands up in the air saying, not me, not me, but it's going to be a penalty. Here they come the other way, getting taken down to the ice, I believe, is another player, and Lily Howell, it looks like. And that'll bring the whistle, John. So, like I just said, no penalties for Arizona. Well, they're going to get one here just a minute and 10 seconds in.
Yep, Ivory Arguin to the box for hooking. Not what you want. Jeez, not what you want to do if you're the Minutewomen, Jacob. Only a minute and 10 seconds into this third period, giving up a power play in a one-goal game.
Face off to the right of Sarah Matthews, and it was won so quickly, Pesca couldn't keep it in her own offensive zone. Here's Carson now. 15 goals on the year, looking to make it 16. And 3 power play goals. That leads the team. Pesca slapping around at it. Couple Minutewomen are there. Sticks are flying everywhere. Bodies are being thrown around. Puck comes out onto the blue line. Barely kept in. No, it was not. It's an offsides. Lucy Verteber could not keep it in. Apologies for the mispronunciation earlier in the broadcast. I was trying to make it German or something. I don't know what I was doing there.
You're hungry.
I was hungry. That's what it was. I was thinking of hamburger. Face off the neutral zone. One back by Arizona. Here they come the other way. Schultz on the backhand now. Working parallel for the blue line for a moment. Now gets it, passes it to herself off the end boards. Schultz skating around. Up top to Glover. Glover's got her head up. Goes to the far side. A lot of open ice here for Arizona. Slow, delicate pass to the near side. One-time shot in on goal. That one deflects just wide. I don't think Sarah Matthews ever saw that one. But a great shot nonetheless. Another slow, tantalizing pass, D to D. That time a slap shot right into the midsection of Sarah Matthews. She sees it that time. 48 seconds left in this Arizona power play. Their first of the night, looking to make it 1-1.
A couple of chances for Wildcats and not much going their way. They've thrown a bunch at Sarah Matthews. 22 shots to be exact. Plenty of miss, but I'd say it's been mostly Arizona attack.
They have it down low below the goal line. No passing lanes are there. Joanna Zhu back forward for the Minutewomen. She strips it but doesn't have it. A dangerous chance there. Sarah Matthews came out to try to clear it. The Minutewomen toss this one up into the crowd. John, watch you out there again.
Yeah, that time it was Zhu, and I think it was done for Jacob that kind of ran into each other in front of Matthews, and they left the puck behind right in front of her, and Matthews did poke at it, not allowing any Wildcats to really get a good handle on it.
Face off to the right of Sarah Matthews. Again, 5-on-4, 22 seconds left. Arizona trying to tie this game up. They've been held off the score sheet all game, and it looks like they'll remain so for the next 10 seconds. Men and women clear it all the way down. Anna Jeffs, the freshman, trying to clear it out. Gets her pocket picked by Joanna Zhu. Zhu with a nifty little pass to the middle, but it gets intercepted. Back and forth we go. That does it for Arizona's lone power play of the game. They cannot convert. One shot on goal, one save by Matthews, and we've got ourselves an offsides. For the folks that didn't catch our trivia question, John, I don't know if you've been checking the comment section. Nobody's answering.
Oh.
I can't contain myself here. Everybody's telling us where they're from. Nobody's answering the vital, important trivia question. Where did we get an answer?
No.
Where was the Reuben sandwich first created? It's a Midwest city. I'll let you people think about that. I need an answer, though, folks, so please. We'll rattle off a few more if we get a right answer. Here's a shot from the point. Speaking of sandwiches and hunger, this Arizona team still hungry for a goal, John. 45 minutes gone by, one shot on that power play, but Sarah Matthews she's been solid.
Yeah. 22 saves for Matthews. Can't ask for much more than that from the captain.
Here's a pass up top, Verteber, long shot from the point, in on goal, right into the midsection of Matthews yet again. It's a men and women team that ranks 12th in the nation. A solid start to the year. They took on Penn State. They won a game on the road against them. They took on Arizona State a few games later after that. Wanted to break right around 500 now after rattling off 6 in a row wins and 10 wins in their last 11. Find themselves at 14-7-2. For Arizona, trying to cling to above that 500 line. 10-9 on the season, looking to go 11-9 here and rise up through the independent conference, currently slated at 3rd in the conference. Shelby Little, quick pass up the ice right in front of her, trying to get it to Kelsey Partridge, the freshman forward. 17 points in 23 games, not bad for a freshman, 3rd on the team in scoring. This one is intercepted by Glover, something that you may be seeing 2 days from now in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Patriots and Seattle, that's going to be a good one. Here's Howell, shimming her way into the offensive zone, dancing like a ballerina, has it on the forehand, gets pushed up against the glass. Nice defensive play there by Lila Roche. And now a chance for the men and women. Here they go, 2-on-1. It's Ivory Arguin on the forehand, slides it across to Williams. It's just behind her. She can't scoop it up. And the men and women let go of a great chance. And now the Wildcats come the other way. 2-on-2. Howell curling, scissoring, shooting. Doesn't get all of it. The puck jams itself along the far corner boards. And men and women try to skate it out. Scooped up by Riley Evans. And now worked into the neutral zone. Men and women will look to go for a change. Here's Riley Evans, makes a nice move at the offensive blue line. Long shot, looking for the top left corner. She doesn't get a nice glove save there from Sorley, stretching over to her right to keep that puck out. She makes another one out in front. Rebound for the men and women. That was Abby Dunn on the doorstep, but couldn't put it past Sorley.
Dunn trying to backhand it home, Jacob, and Sorley just standing her ground. 2 great saves there from the Tendy.
Both teams knotted with 23 shots on goal. That's a margin that had the lead for Arizona. They were up a handful. But the men and women, thanks to their power play in the second, couple of them, and a late push, found the shots on goal, found the scoreboard. 1-0 still. Over 6 minutes gone by here in the third period. Along with John Ruggiero, I am Jacob Brepper. You're listening to 91.1 WMUA, the official student radio of the University of Massachusetts. Joanna Zhu down low below the goal line. Can't collect the puck. The Wildcats will come the other way. Here comes Brittany Bradell on the forehand, getting kept wide to the outside. Centering feed out in front off the tape of Allison Brady. A great chance on the 2-on-1. This one's whistled down for an offsides, but John, probably their best look yet.
Definitely. I mean, Arizona's reeling here. Under 13 minutes to go in this game, and they're running out of time. They've had their fair share of chances, like we've said all day, but nothing to show for it. Sarah Matthews, the difference.
And for Brittany Burdell, the captain, her 89th career game played, John. We talked about players that have played a lot of college hockey. Sarah Matthews just played in her 100th a few games ago. Shelby Little, she's racking up, I believe she's over 70. And for Burdell, she's at 89. Here's Glover. Tries to join the rush, get herself involved. The Minutewomen saucer this one all the way down, and it goes for an ice.
Jacob, I think we have an answer to your trivia question.
What, is that so?
Yeah, take a look.
Oh, right here. I was looking for the wrong spot. Nebraska. Look at that. Flying Kings 2804. That is, I believe, correct. Depends on who you ask. Omaha, Nebraska, the city of the origin of the Reuben sandwich. People will believe it was made in New York City or New York. I've heard that one before. But I believe Omaha, Nebraska is the correct answer. Here comes Anna Gromko. She tosses a Wildcat down on the ice. That's going to be a penalty. And a dangerous play there. Hannah Gromko throwing down Rylan Pesca to the ice. It'll be a penalty. At least 2 minutes.
Once again, I mean, the Minutewomen went penalty-less through the entire game, and then once the third period hit, 2 straight penalties from the Minutewomen. Arizona obviously not a great first power play, but you give them another chance, and they could tie it here.
So Gromko to the box for 2. Face off to the right of Matthews. Collected by Glover. Quick pass to the near side. Slowing it down is Burdell. She had a chance a moment ago. Would certainly like to resurrect that. Here's a chance. High slot rebound in front and jumped on by Matthews. She makes one save, gets the rebound, and denies the chance 13 seconds in.
Another low shot there. Jacob Matthews had to be lightning quick to close the pads that time. Got down just in time.
Here's Layla Schultz on the dot, going up against Lily Sparrow. Sparrow wins it this time. Shelby Little involved in the far corner boards, going up against 2 Wildcats. As they look to pounce, they get the puck along the near side. Drops it off to Glover. Quick pass along the near corner board, centering out in front. Same play they go to before, but the Minutewomen sweep this one out, killing off 35 seconds of this power play. Here's Burdell. Quick pass into the skates of one of her players, and now it's stripped and taken away by Sparrow. Sparrow galloping up the far corner boards. Nice job by her. She gets stapled along the half wall by Layla Schultz. Now saucered across to the near side by Burdell. She's got time. Going up against the captain in Little. 2 captains battling after it. Puck wedges itself in the far corner boards. Coming over is Anna Jeffs. She takes a tumble. But for the Minutewomen, they're able to brush this one out and kill off more time. 45 seconds left here in this Wildcats power play. Here's Carson. Streaking in, cuts to the middle on the forehand. Quick shot save, rebound in front, Matthews, and it's guided aside. Sarah Matthews stands tall. The puck squeaks out into the high slot. Frodeber on the forehand. Saucer, save, blocker, rebound in front. Another save goes wide. That was Anna Jeffs looking for the rebound, and the Minutewomen finally swat this one all the way down. 15 seconds left in this Wildcats power play.
Take a bow. Sarah Matthews off a great chance from Carson. And, man, that was a great save. Minutewomen retain the lead so far.
Here's Carson yet again. Low shot deflects into the near corner boards. She is appearing visibly frustrated, John. Such a great player, hasn't been able to find the back of the net. And now it's a one-on-one battle the other way. Here's McDonald. As you hear the fans, the boisterous fans chirping the referees, not happy in this one. We've seen a lot of play go back and forth, John. 2 penalties on both sides now.
Zoo was taken down behind the play, Jacob, no call.
Puck clinks off the near half wall, glove down by Shane McDonald. Now corralling Joanna Zhu. She'll flick that one into the far corner boards. Pinching is Hope Fitzkovitz. Fitzkovitz nudges it into the far corner. Puck jumps around to the near side, walled off by Riley Evans. That one ramps up into the air, nosedives down over the back of the net. Sorley didn't have to make the save. The puck climbed the ladder there. And now a little bit of frustrations boiling over far from the play. Hannah Gromko, remember, taking down a Wildcat. Had words with another player just before. Here come the Wildcats the other way. Now taken away by Gromko. Gromko horsing her way up the ice. Passes it to her right. The shot from the point from McDonald right into the glove of Sorley.
Yeah, it's clear these two teams don't like each other, Jacob. And the beauty of it is that they have to play again tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't be here for that one, but it should be a fun one. The final game of this series, and then the Minutewomen back in action once again on Sunday, a 3-day weekend for UMass.
It's going to be a busy weekend for us as well, isn't that right?
That's true. Got 2 men's hockey games. The Minutemen playing right now out in Lowell. And then they'll come back tomorrow to play at home on Saturday. And then we got women's basketball on Sunday as well.
And John, let me tell you, this game has gone back and forth. I feel like we haven't gotten many whistles either.
Yeah, just an endless stream of play, and it seemingly has benefited the Minutewomen.
However, the Wildcats just 1 goal away, John, from tying this thing up and then maybe reversing the course of this game.
Yeah.
Here's Schultz trying to dangle into the offensive zone. She rips it down low below the goal line. Couple players converge in the far corner boards. That's Lily Waxenberg. Waxenberg works it over to Howell. Howell jousting forward along the near half wall by Malkiewicz. And now it's skated out the other way, far side in front of the Wildcats bench. It's Borges. Borges gets uprooted in the offensive zone by Glover. And now a couple players come over. Glover takes a hit there from Brooke Borges, and both teams play on. Puck trickles delicately down low below the goal line. Kicked off the skate of Abby Dunn. Dunn slides it back over to the near corner boards. It's handled by Savvy Allen. Here they come the other way. It's Allen on the forehand, tries to cut to the middle. Swatted away by Shelby Little. She gets taken down. Fans want a call. I don't think there should be one, however. Good no call from the officials. Here's a centering feed out in front. Allen looking for it. She wafts at it. And now it's slapped out of the zone. Here comes Dunn the other way, horsing free. Dunn puts on the brakes looking for enforcements, but to her dismay, no one's there. And it's a turnover in the neutral zone by the Minutewomen. Here's Carson trying to break free. She's been held quiet like a library all day, but has not been able to find that game-tying goal. 6:40 left here in the third period. John Ruggiero, Jacob Brepper, that right there is an icing, and it'll be a defensive zone face-off.
Yeah, I mean, at this point for the Minutewomen, it's just lock things down. Arizona, they're going to come at you with a couple chances, and they're going to get in your face, but cannot be phased by it.
On the face-off dot is Jeffs. Puck tangled up there. A lot of players involved, but it's skated free by Julia Williams. Excuse me, that's Joanna Zhu. 2-9, not 0-9. Puck jumping around in the near boards. Into the offensive zone it goes for Verteber. Verteber works it around to the near side. Settled down by Grace McKeague. McKeague getting worked on by Shelby Little. Little cuts to the middle and works it around to their left. The Minutewomen coming 2-on-1. Here's Joanna Zhu. Flutters a shot in on goal. Back post. She was looking for Shea McDonald, but couldn't get there in time. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Minutewomen have it along the far half wall. Riley Evans showing her face. Getting twirled around a couple times. Her stick is tied up, so she tries to kick it. But McKeague will corral this one for the University of Arizona. Now it's Jeffs. Jeffs, not a lot of help. She'll whip this one into the far corner boards. That puck rattles around, and it's skated out by Zoo. Zoo can't clear the zone. Held in by the Wildcats for a moment. Nice nifty move there from Gromko. She got to get out of harm's way, though. Now taken away by Burdell. Burdell, nifty pass out in front, near circle shot. Headed away by Sarah Matthews. Rebound and smothered.
Up to 26 saves for Sarah Matthews.
Face off one back. Here's Glover. She trips up Ivory Arguin, and there is a penalty. The Minutemen fans, were in disbelief that Arguin got taken down, but it will be 2 minutes for tripping. And for Arizona, John, a critical call at a tough time.
Yeah, Glover to the box for 2 minutes with 5:12 to go in the game. That's going to wipe out just about half the clock. So, costly penalty by Glover.
Here's Arguin. Quick win back to Riley Evans. Now drops it off to Gromko. Gromko, high slot for his shot, doesn't get through. Actually, might have been saved by Sorley. Now, Shelby Little. Quick pass, near side. Minutemen keep it to the outside. 1:45 left here on this power play. 4:55 left in the third. 1-0 Minutemen. Shelby Little has got her head up. A lot of wide open ice in front of her. Passes it on the ground. That shot doesn't get through. Blocked down in front by Rylan Pesca. Minutemen trying to keep it in. They do. Here's Gromko. High slot getting worked on behind by Lila Schultz. Rebound in front. Puck jumping into the crease. And it's covered by Sorley.
Oh. Ivory Arguin, Jacob, with a slash after the play, and she's going to go into the box. Fan wanting matching penalties. It's not going to happen. So with 1:22 remaining on the power play for UMass, it gets wiped out.
No, that was Schultz and Arguin that were tied up. Arguin goes to the bench. Arguin goes to the penalty bench. Schultz goes to her own bench. So like you mentioned, John, 4-on-4 for the next 1:22. And a power play if no goals are scored for Arizona. Here's a slap shot from the point. Catches maybe the glove of Shelby Little. No, Sarah Matthews. Here's Shelby Little. Little up the ice on the forehand. Puts on the brakes. Goes down to the ice for a moment. Couple players converge. Allen's involved. Comes out to Zoo. Zoo gets it to the far side. Wrist shot, pad save. Jumps into the air and snagged out of the air by Sorley.
4 minutes remain, Jacob. And then a short Arizona power play after 53 seconds. So things getting dicey here. Arizona, of course, all it takes is one.
53 seconds left here on the 4-on-4. A lot of open ice. Arizona will win this one back. Settled down softly by Sophie Thompson. She rams it around to the near side for the oncoming Carson. Gets her pocket pick. Minutemen take this one over. D-to-D pass. Shelby Little. Wrist shot. Catches her own player in Joanna Zoo. She gets sniped and goes down to the ice. Kept in on the backhand, however, saved by Little. She shovels it down low below the goal line. 25 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And finally, Arizona will break out. Here's Thompson. Tries to flip into the offensive zone at the end of her shift. Now galloping free is Gromko. Gromko meets the puck below the goal line on the backhand. Now gets pressed to the outside. Carson comes over, tries to strip the puck from her, and they battle down low below the goal line. Now a 35-second power play for Arizona. And here they come, galloping the other way. It's Glover fresh out of the box. Glover tries to beat the Minutemen on the far side, shoots out in front, and sealed off by Sarah Matthews. How about that opportunity for Arizona?
Off the rush, Matthews makes her 28th save on Arizona's 28th shot. But once again, an offensive zone faceoff here for the Wildcats with exactly 3 minutes to go and 27 seconds until Arguin's out of the box.
Face off to the right of Matthews. One back, settled down by Glover. Passes it quickly to Burdell. Makes a woman miss in Albie Malcuit. Burdell pads it back up top to Glover. Slides it across, puck dances on its side. Goes up top to the point. Glover, far side. Bumper, shot, save Matthews.
Howl the bumper there, Jacob just couldn't get all of that one, and Matthews with yet another save, and only 2 seconds until the penalty is over.
Face off to the left of Matthews. And that will do it. Ivory Arguin will come out. She'll go to the bench. Hannah Grumpko will come on for her, and the men and women will play on, as will the music. Puck in the far corner boards. Comes out. 2:15 left here in the third period. Puck down low below the goal line. It's Schultz on the forehand. Rips it around, or at least tries to the far side. Scooped up by Abby Malcuit. Malcuit skating valiantly after the puck. On the backhand. Pulls up, slaps it out of the zone. Here's Glover. She picks it off. Long shot off the shoulder of Matthews. 1:50 left here in the third period. 1-0 Minutemen. John Ruggiero, Jacob Repper here on the call for you. Schultz pedals it down low into the near corner boards. She charges after it. Now skated out by Dunn.
That was a decision, Jacob, to not have Sorley come to the bench there. Now you're under 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Arizona looking up ice again.
They'll send it across to the far side, right in front of the Minutemen bench. But the Minutemen, do a good job of stuffing the offensive zone and coming into the offensive zone. Here's Verdber. She loses an edge, gets the puck back onto her skates. Now it's Maine. She'll toss it in deep. 60 seconds left here in the third period. Minutemen up 1-0.
Arizona not pulling the goalie, Jake.
Now still leaving Sorley in the net. And now it's taken away by Arguin. Arguin maybe a 2-on-2, sends it out to the middle. Here's a chance for the Minutemen. Backhand shot, and it's denied by Sorley. Maybe that's why they leave her on the net, John. Lily Sparrow on the breakaway, and speaking of breakaways, here they come the other way. It's McKeague. Big quick shot saved by Matthews. 30 seconds left. Sorley stays in her crease. I don't think I've ever seen this, John. Here's Glover, near circle, sends it backdoor, quick shot off the shoulder, the shrugging shoulder of Sarah Matthews. The goaltender is pulled, 20 seconds left, puck on edge in front. Shot doesn't get through and pops out to the far half wall. Defender comes chipping in, saved by Dunn. Up top to the point for Carson, 9 seconds, long shot doesn't get through, blocked down by Little. Little clears it out, and the puck will rattle around in the neutral zone. 2 seconds left, Howell, one final shot, goes wide, and that will do it. Minutemen win 1-0, and for 3 consecutive games in a row for Sarah Matthews, it's a shutout. Her dominance continues, as does her entire team. UMass wins 9 straight, John.
How about that? An unbelievable showing for Sarah Matthews tonight. A 32 save shutout for the senior. And speechless, Jacob. That last minute was full of chaos. It sure was. And, you know, you had on one end Sorley staying in the net, and then she made a fantastic save on Sparrow. Then back the other way, Arizona came, and Matthews had to make a save. Finally, with no more than 30 seconds left, Sorley came out of her crease, but by then it was too little, too late for the Wildcats. Minutewomen take this one 1-0.
Any final thoughts, my friend?
Well, I think this UMass hockey team on this side of Commonwealth Ave is doing great things. Just the Minutemen and Jacob are going to pan it over to you and myself in 1 second. Yeah, it's been a game. It sure has.
It's been a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we've enjoyed doing, obviously giving all of you the broadcast here on YouTube. It's our second last game. So we won't be here tomorrow, but we'll be back. I think it's on the 13th for our final game together for UMass club hockey, women's side that is. And it's been a ride, and keep tuning in to 91.1 because this team is heating up.
We might be here tomorrow. Noah just texted us saying he can't go tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, this is live breaking news.
Oh,
so
no.
We lost
We
might have to. We lost our play-by-play guy. We'll figure something out for you guys. We appreciate everyone tuning in from all across the world, all across the country. It's been a lot of fun. We have fun here, that's for sure. And it's been a fun game. Great battle for both teams. They'll go at it tomorrow night. John, we'll get some rest. My voice is shot. Haven't done this in a little while, but it's been fun.
Tomorrow morning, Jacob, 11 a.m. I believe it is. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll be here. The men's game isn't until 7:15, so maybe you'll see us again tomorrow. But we're not the ones that matter. I mean, this UMass team is doing great things under Bill Wright. It's been a real pleasure to cover them. And these two teams, like I said earlier, they don't like each other, so it'll be a real fun game tomorrow morning.
Make sure you continue supporting our student radio. Myself, John Ruggiero, a lot of other people make this happen. Shout out to the UMass Journalism Department for supporting us with the resources we need to do this. Follow us on on social media at Twitter, Instagram, WMUA Sports. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. This is John Ruggiero. I am Jacob Repper. UMass wins 1-0 over the University of Arizona. We'll see you next time on 91.1 WMUA.